welcome back to the channel. This is what we are going to be creating today. Let's get straight into it.
In the edit page of Davinci Resolve, what first thing you want to do is create a new timeline. On check use project settings, go to format and check use vertical resolution because it's an Instagram reel, and you create. You can drop a fusion composition. Also bring your clip into the timeline. Make sure your fusion composition is the same length as your clip. Delete your clip and open your fusion composition in the fusion page. In the fusion page you have this, then bring your clip into, I'm just going to name the clip F2 and name it clip. Hit OK, and I'm going to take it to this first viewer here. Take this one here. The first thing, we get a background node. Connect our background node to our media out. We see it here. For us to be able to see it clearly, I'll zoom in 100 so that we see. If you look at it, you see that there is like a shine. And so how we're going to create that, we go to our background, change our background from solid color to gradient, and from linear to radial. Then we bring the circle inside here and take this outside. Then change this from black to white, and this here we're going to make it like that, somewhere around there. I think that's okay. Then if you play it, you see that it's a March cut from January to December. So how are you going to do that? We get a text node, connect your text node to your media, to your background, and then change the font. I'm going to use Clash Display, change the color to black, and then increase the size a little bit. So we're going to first of all write January, and then so if you go to frame 2, you see it stays January, and frame 3 it changes to February. Let me increase the size. We can increase the size later again, and I'm going to keyframe it at one frame forward as frame 3, and I'm going to change this into February. So now after changing it, I'm going to go to frame 6 and change it to March. Then I'm going to frame 9, change it to April. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to quickly pause it here, and then I'll get back to you when I'm done. So I'm done now. If you go back and play now, we go. So you see. So make sure you have done it the right way. To about frame 33, and at frame 35, you make sure it's empty. So now the next thing we have to do is, you see this, it's almost. So what we're going to do is get a rectangle mask, get a background, connect your rectangle to your background, and connect your background to the main. Then we are going to size our rectangle how we want to get it to the position we want it to be. Then we're going to go to the background, use a picker and pick the background color from here. Then we're going to get a text, get a mesh node, connect our mesh node here, connect our text to the mesh node, and in the mesh node we're going to write it's almost. Then we're going to change the font to Poppins. Going to get it up here in the center, increase the size. Okay, that's better. Then go to frame 6 where the circle covers everything, where the rectangle covers everything. Get another rectangle, connect it to this one. Then go to the first rectangle one and change the paint mode to multiply. Then come to this rectangle and increase the size a little bit. So at frame 6, keyframe the center X and Y. Then go to frame 0 and take it out like this. So to play it now, we see it coming in. Okay, so select your rectangle and go into spline, zoom to fit, select all and ease out cubic. Now we have that out of the way. So you see, okay, at frame 35, keyframe your blend for this merge tool and go one frame forward, take the blend down. Good. Next thing we have to do is see this 2025. Copy one note from here, Control C and Control V. So you do that, then we're going to come here, change this to 2025. Yes, and connect it to this. Okay, then I'm going to increase the size of my rectangle, the width and the height. Good. Then I'm going to increase the size of my text. I'm going to do the same thing, get another rectangle, connect it to this one. Yes, just increase the size of it a little bit. Then make sure come to this rectangle, increase the width a bit. Good. We're going to go to where it comes in, where it starts. Okay, so we're going to go to frame 36. At frame 36, we're going to keyframe this center X and Y, and we're going to go to where it stops, which is about frame 50. Frame 50, go back to the first frame and take this out of your view like this. Okay, so go to spline, zoom to fit, select all, zoom to fit, is out cubic. Good. So we have gotten that out of the way. So you have that. If you look at it from the beginning, you see that it's almost this 2025 appears. So we need to go to our merge node here at frame 36. We're going to keyframe the blend value of 1, go 1 frame backward and take it back to 0. Good. So we have that. Okay, now we're going to, for us to just do it at once, if you look at it, the blend goes down. So from here we can keyframe the blend value at 1 and then go to about frame 58, keyframe it again, take the blend value down to 0. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is create this Instagram profile. So what we're going to do is get a background node, take the alpha value down to 0, then get another background node, get a rectangle mask, connect your rectangle to your background and connect this one here. Make sure you're viewing the merge node here. So we are going to increase the size of our rectangle like that. We can increase it like that, take it all the way up. Yes, and make sure you have some rounding edge by increasing your corner radius. So after that, we are going to create this one here. So you get another background node, get an ellipse node, connect your ellipse node to the background and connect your change the background color to, we're going to change it to gradient, and then connect your background to you, go to the background. Let's just arrange this ellipse first. Then make sure you're viewing the ellipse. Okay, with the ellipse, get an expression at width and connect it to your height, so that as we move it, it gives us a perfect set. So we're going to create the top there, move it here, and then let's just move it a bit down. Go to the background. We're going to change this like this so that there's a little bit of shine. I'm going to make this color white, and then I'm going to make this, reduce the whiteness here, so you have that like shining at the top. So next thing, you get another ellipse node, connect your ellipse node to your background and take it down a bit, then reduce the height, reduce, and then take it somewhere around there. So if you do that, we are here. Now we have to reduce it a bit, take it all the way up. So now we have that. So how do we create this we have to mask it. So we get another ellipse node, connect the ellipse to the mask part of this one and take it all the way up like that. Good. Then copy this ellipse, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and get a background node. Connect your background node to your ellipse and connect it to this merge. Make sure you're viewing this merge. It's a background color to somewhere around here. Then go to your merge node, change the operator mode to screen. You're going to have this. Then after this, we can now start adding this text. So first text we add is the ghost XX. We're going to use the popping font. So you right here, ghost XX, and then increase the size. Make sure you're viewing this one. So I'm going to increase the size like that. Now we have to create a 0 pose 0 0 0. You're just going to see me quickly do all these things, and when I'm done, we're going to continue. So right now I'm done creating the text and the box and the follower. So we're just going to connect this to our main pipeline here. Then if you go to where our animation starts, see that it starts somewhere around here. Okay, so what we need to do is get a DVE node, shift space DVE, enter. Okay, go to where our animation starts, which is here. So here at frame 47, we are going to keyframe the blend value, take the value down to 0, and we're going to see where the blend comes in fully around this frame. So we take the blend up all the way up to 1. Make sure you select this merge down here. Okay, and then we are going to go to where our zoom in animation starts. So at around here, we're going to go to the DVE node, and in this, if you see, for this Z move, we are able to zoom it in, zoom it out. So we're just going to zoom in like that. We're going to keyframe the X and the center X and Y value, and then zoom in. So we're going to zoom it in a bit more, yes, like that. And then we're going to go to to our frame 75, keyframe it again. I'm not sure what we're going to use, but let's just go somewhere around here is better, I think. Yes, then we're going to now animate this text, because there's, you see, if you're looking at this, see that there is animation. If you're looking at this, we're going to now animate the text. If you look at each text, you see that there is an opacity animation for this particular text. That is for this one. It started. The opacity is 1 at this frame, maybe frame 80. So we go to shading, keyframe the opacity, and then we go back. At this frame, you see that the text disappears. We take the opacity down to 0. We can, the opacity for this one is 1 at this level, and then we go back. You see that the opacity is 0 at this level. So now this one, you see the opacity is 1 here. So we're going to take the opacity 1. Take the opacity 1 at frame 75 and go back. Just bring it down to 0 when we don't see it. So that's it. Now I also created the second part. You see, that's it. You see you see that. So now I can select these 3 texts, open my spline, select or hit S. It starts moving again. So go back to your GVE node. Let's find out where it starts moving again. Okay, this frame at frame 85. Go to your GVE node, keyframe the Z move and Y rotation. Okay, and then go to 105, zoom it in like this. Maybe let's zoom out a bit. Then change your your X rotation to about, your Y rotation to about -10. And at this moment, these texts are no longer visible. So we are going to do the same. We're going to, you see that the opacity is down here. So the opacity, we're going to keyframe the opacity and then go back. The opacity is 1 here. Keyframe it again. Come here. Keyframe it again. Come here. Keyframe it again. So we're going to do that for all, and then go to where we keyframe this one, and then take it all the way down. Come here. Take it all the way down. Come here. Take it all the way down. And then you see that personal brand appears. I had already done the text personal brand. So I'm just going to arrange it how it's supposed to be. So now we're going to keyframe the opacity again. A lot of keyframing, I know. So at this point, the opacity for personal is 0, which starts from here, and at this point the opacity for brand is down to. So here we can bring the opacity for personal up at this level, and brand never really gets to full opacity, so we are going to bring it to like there. So if you now select all of this, go to your spline, make sure you zoom to fit, and if you select from here S. So if you play our animation, now, we have this. Good, you see that. So now we have to this opacity animation, we have to do it too. So we can say at frame 110, we go to this merge node, keyframe the opacity, take it down to keyframe the opacity at 1, and then we go how many frames forward. See when it disappears to about 120, then we take it all the way down to 0. Then we go to our GVE node, zoom to fit, select all, hit S. Now if you play that, we have that. So from frame 120, we are going to do this animation here. Get a background node, take the alpha value down to 0. So here in the middle pole, I have these pictures here. I'm going to put them in the link below. You can download them for free. So I'm going to get this image here, then get a transform node, connect my transform node to this one. I'm just going to quickly name it Iman, enter, and then I'm going to connect it here. Make sure I'm viewing it here. Okay, so that one, and I'm going to get this one for Ali Abdar. I'm going to name it Ali, and then I'm going to also get a transform node, then connect my transform node here. Make sure I'm viewing this merge. So if you look at it, the animation Ali Abdar comes in from this side, but not so. With that we need a mask, a rectangle mask. We connect it here. So this is where the rectangle mask. I'm going to shift this transform like this. Good. So if you move this like that, it's going to stop here. So we're going to move it here, and then we are going to work with the Iman clip. So what we're going to do is close our media hole at frame 20. We see that the Iman Gazi, we're going to keyframe this Iman Gazi image and take it all the way down to 0. All the way down to 0. It keeps increasing till no. Let's do it this way. I'm going to remove this keyframe from here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the text. What is the text saying? Are selling there. So what we can do is get one of these text from here, Control C, Control V, come here, go to our opacity and make sure we remove all the keyframes. Okay, and then we're going to write here our selling. Let's see how the animation goes in order for us to know what we need to do. Okay, it's a right on animation. Okay, so our selling, then there, that's it, simple as that. And then make sure you're viewing that, and then you come here. You can reduce the tracking, reduce this line spacing, increase the tracking a bit, the size, and then we're going to click here and enable character level styling. Then we're going to do this one. It's going to open this modifier. Then we're going to change the color to black. Then we're going to transform it to this side. I don't think it's all that black, so do it like that. We're going to see where the right on animation, okay, around here. Let's say frame 50. So at frame 50, we go back to tools, go down, keyframe the right on, and then go back to frame 140. take the value down to 0. Okay, and then here we're going to add a transform node here, but before that we're going to see where Ali Abdal starts coming in. That is this frame here. We're going to go to this Ali Abdal image. We're going to keyframe the center X and Y. Then we're going to go forward and see where it is at the center. That is there. Not this one. We're going to move our X value till it is at the center, and make sure we reduce the size till like that, and then we have to include the border that we do there, we have there. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a mesh node. So that is it. Then we can just get a text node. Let's move this one this way. Get a text node. A lot of this one is just a lot of text animation, text, nothing too serious. So we're going to write there Ali space Abdal. Then we're going to change the color to blue and bring it down here. You can then reduce the size to fit there. You can add this one if you want. So what are we going to do next? We have done this one, so we're going to see where the animation starts. Though this transform node, I need to add this transform node after this one. So we're going to disconnect this transform node from here, move this one up, and get this transform node. I'm connecting it, disconnecting and connecting it by holding shift. So good. So the move at once. So now with this transform node, I want to be looking at this transform node here. So we're going to go back frame 120. Remember, it's something like an opacity animation too, because it's. So let's just start from here. Keyframe the center size, take it down to 0, and then a frame. It stops moving at frame 160. So at frame 160, we're going to good. Selling there, the next selling there, you see it goes up. So we're going to find the frame where it goes up. At frame 186, we're going to go to this one, frame 186, keyframe the center X and Y, then go back, keyframe it again here, then at frame 186, we're going to take it all the way up like that. Then you can select this one, go to spline, select all, and ease out cubic. So here now you can move this here and connect it to our main node tree. So the next step we have to do is create this coaching services. So you have a picture of Ali Abdal holding his own. So that is simple. Just do the same thing. Get a background node which is going to act like a canvas. Take the alpha value down to 0. Get Iman Gaji image. So we need an Iman Gaji agency image. I'm going to use this image for now. But you can search that image at your own time. I'm going to get a transform node to this image, and I'm going to get this Ali Abdal image, get a transform node to connect this one here, connect this one here. Make sure you are viewing this here. So I'm going to reduce the size of this image, reduce the size of this image, bring it down like this, then increase the size of this one. Make sure it's about the same length, and take it up like that. And then we have to write that the text coaching. Let's check if the animation is a right on animation. Okay, it is a right on animation, so just character level styling. I'm going to use poppins and services. So the color is the same color we have been using throughout. I'm going to take it all the way up there. Make sure I'm viewing this. So I come here to the text and I increase the size. And I'm going to reduce the tracking, the line spacing. I'm going to increase the size again because the coaching is very big. Then I'm going to right click here, character level styling, go to modifier. So I'm going to change the color of this one to black, and I'm going to reduce the size, and I'm going to transform it to this side like that. Okay, let's see where the animation stops, the right on animation. Okay, we're going to keyframe it here, right on. Okay, and then you're going to see that the opacity animation, okay, 0 here. Then we're going to go to shading, keyframe the opacity, take it down to 0, and then you can take it down to 1 here. I've done so many things here. Anyways, we're all good, guys. We're all good. The next thing you want to do is add a transform node. Make sure you're viewing this transform node, and at frame 200 at the transform node we are going to keyframe the center X and Y, and at frame 170 we're going to take it all the way down, take it all the way out of the screen. Go to spline, zoom to fit, select all, ease out, cubic. Then you can go to where it disappears. Good. So you see here it stays here, so we have to connect it here, go to this mesh node, keyframe the blend, and go to the next frame forward and take it all the way down. Make sure you have viewed this. So that's it. Now the next thing is for us to animate these two images coming in, which is the Ali Abdal book and the Big Day Iman Gaji. So that one is easy. We're going to do it like this. We're going to get a background node. Always get background node. Take the alpha value down to 0. And then we're going to get the big day. Go to media pool, bring this in here, and get the Ali Abdal book. Going to name that big. I'm going to name that Ali. Just make sure it's different from what we have done before. So I'm going to get the transform node here, and this one, get the transform node here, connect it to my media out. I'm going to take to this one and then make sure I'm viewing this on the viewer here. Come to this one and take it down here, take it down here, and then this one I take it up. So we need to create the background. How do we do that? We get a mesh node, connect our mesh node here, get a rectangle mask, get a background, connect it like this, go to the background, use this picker and pick the background color from here. Come here, make operator 2 under, and you're going to see that it appears under that one. Then you can now arrange your rectangle how you want it to be. Add 2 rectangles there.